Listen to what Prahlada says. Shravanam kirtanam Vishno Smaranam padasevanam Archanam vandanam dasyam sakhyam atmanivedanam. These are 4 distinct limbs of true practice of devotion. First of all, listen to godly elements, godly narrations. Then start singing loudly the names of the Lord or some of the songs on Lord. Smaranam, always you cannot be doing it. So you have to remember also. Whenever you are not able to sing, whenever you are not able to listen to, don't leave the subject. You have to remember smarana. People who decorate it, they have flowers, offer materials like pudding and other items to the Lord. Whatever you do in the name of the Lord, it is not that God is going to take everything. You are doing. The doing and performance are the important factors here. Archanam, consider you to be a servant and Lord to be a master. And Padasevanam, whatever you do should be as a service to Him. So the entire life can be transformed in this manner. Archanam, do archana, puja. Vandanam, make it a practice to honor, worship, greet. Vandanam, dasyam, treat yourself as a servant, as I said. Sakhyam, atmanivedanam. These are the 2 items which many of you do not know. Sakhya, you can think of God as a friend of yours, the most confident person in your life. Talk to Him anything you like. Confess to Him. When 2 friends meet, they will not have any chamber or reservation or curtain in their inside. So talk to Him, confess to Him, relate to Him as wholesomely as possible. Sakhyam, consider you to be God. If I were God, what would I do? If God were there, what will He do? Whenever you interact with the people, always interact, showing a godly dimension in you. Whatever He says, don't try to disregard it. Have the maximum regard. Even the worst of sinner, he may have committed sin for 50 years. In the 51st year, if he goes and makes a confession to the Lord, He smilingly greets him. In the same manner, when you interact with the people, with your friends, oh, he did something very bad the other day. I will not forget the whole of your life. This kind of an attitude is not right. Become godly, become divine. Many people may commit many mistakes. What of it to you? Somebody has spoken to you something wrong one day and you remember it throughout your life. He is very happy and you are unhappy. See, don't allow your mind to victimize you in this manner. Behave like a godly person, God Himself. After all, every one of us is a miniature God. Our life, our jiva is an amksha, is a part of God. So are we not miniature gods? Behave in that manner. Atmanivedanam. What is that? Completely offer yourself to God. You may go to a temple, put some money in the hundi and make a list of offerings and offer all of them, spending a lot of money. And you keep a lot more with you. What have you given? Not even 0.1%. And you think, I have offered something to God. I have offered myself. No. That is the best day, the fulfilling day, when you can go to a place of worship, waving your hand, taking nothing with you, and then surrender and prostrate before the Lord, saying that, my dear God, from this moment onwards, I am completely offered and surrendered to you. There is no I, only you, in me, as me. I am not there. The I is wiped off, obliterated, completely obliterated, and I am flooded with you alone. This kind of an Atma Nivedana, wholesome surrender. Now all these things are not stage after stage. Iti pumsarpidau Vishnau bhaktischen navalakshana. Navalakshana. Nava means 9. Lakshana means features, characteristics. So a bhakti which expresses itself in this 9-fold manner. Sometimes you will remember, sometimes you will listen, sometimes you will offer worship, sometimes you will meditate, sometimes you will feel that you are a dasa, a servant, Sometimes you will have a feeling of friendship, sometimes you will offer completely. So all the ninefold practices should be together, not that one after the other like the steps of a ladder. Bhaktischen navalakshana kriyate bhagavatyadha. If you employ, direct and practice it towards the Lord, tan manye adhidamuttamam. That I consider to be the best part of my learning. Actually, this is not what the teachers have taught. He himself has learned, but he gives the credit to the teachers. But adhidamuttamam, this is the best part of what I have learned. This is what the son tells the father. Shravanam kirtanam Vishno smaranam padasevanam archanam vandanam dasyam sakhyam atmanivedanam. This verse is very famous throughout India and abroad. Such a great verse. It tells you what you should do. So my dear viewers, this is how Swami Bhoomananda Tirtha agreed to go ahead with a telecast series called Inner Spiritual Splendor. I wanted to provide to all of you an opportunity to do Shravana, listening, hearing. You can hear only when somebody speaks. So somebody has to speak to you. Sreemad Bhagavatam is such a profound text that you cannot easily take it and start reading. Even if you read, you may not be interested in it and understand it. So I thought that I will at least expose to you, to some extent, what is this wonderful, majestic composition called Sreemad Bhagavatam. I want every one of you to have a copy of this book. Read it now and then. Translations are available. The Sanskrit you may not read if you don't understand. But today or tomorrow you should start reading. And simply by reading, you will start knowing it, understanding it, appreciating it. So that Shravana will be possible only when somebody speaks or exposes. What I am doing is Tattva Kathana. I am presenting before you an exposition of the truths, values, principles, messages, ideals presented in Srimad Bhagavatam. What Srimad Bhagavatam represents. When I provide you this kathana, speaking or delivery, then only you will be able to listen to. Because it constitutes an important part of devotional practice, I thought I will take an opportunity or I will put myself to a kind of a course of delivery like this. I am otherwise a speaker, an exponent, no doubt. But this kind of an exposition I agree to only thinking the desperate need for all of you, perhaps listeners running into thousands, lakhs and even more. So far as my Malayalam telecast is concerned, people are reporting that, as I told you earlier, more than 4 million people are hearing, they say. I don't know whether it is even true. More than 4 million people. I am amazed by it. In our country, where spirituality and philosophy are generally not looked at with a lot of admiration, we are all westernized now. We want English education. Everything imported is dearer to us. And whatever is manufactured in India in a Deshi manner, we do not seem to be liking it. So this mad flair for westernization, will they be interested in listening to this spiritual narration? At the same time, I have a cry. My heart is in agony. Why? Such a great psycho-spiritual treasure which will transform the whole of human life, make every individual prestigious, proud of himself. It will take away the feeling of depression from your mind, the feeling of lowliness about you. We all have a body, a mind, an intelligence and ego, and then the supreme soul. What more do you want? To stand erect, look into the eyes of the people and talk to them with a confidence and clarity that will be acceptable to one and all? You know what I say? America is considered to be the big elder brother. When the American president comes and the Indian Prime Minister also is there, I would like to feel I am the Prime Minister of India. the Prime Minister of 1.16 billion people. Who is greater here? The President of America or the Prime Minister of India? But I wonder whether our Prime Ministers have this kind of a self-estimation about them. We belong to the greatest democracy of the world. Greatest democracy of the world. And I am elected the Prime Minister of India, upon whom the steering of the administration rests. We may be poor, that is an economic creation, but I belong to a country where they have a great and glorious inner heritage. You know, this kind of estimation should come to us. When Alexander came here as an invader and subdued, defeated King Puru of Punjab, he was called King Porus. Now, after getting defeated, he was brought before Alexander, and Alexander seemed to have asked him, what is the type of treatment you want from him? It seems King Puru instantly said, I want to be treated on a par with you. After all, he has defeated a king. He was not a citizen. If we were just a citizen, he would not have been defeated at all. So even when he is defeated, until he is killed, he continues to be a king. He may have been defeated, that's a different matter. You know, this kind of a prestige and pride we must have. Generally, pride is something bad, prestige is also bad. To make the idea clear to you, I am making use of these words because we don't have a better word generally commonly used. This is the idea. So that prestige we must have. The message that I have to tell you is that as a human being, we have all the things which any other human being in this world will have, would have had, is having now. So let us not feel inferior at all. That inferiority complex should be completely eliminated. Now, Prahlada continues his conversation. Idi pumsarpidau Vishnau bhaktische navalakshana kriyade bhagavatyadha tanmanye adhidamuttamam. If a person can resort to this ninefold bhakti and approach the Supreme Lord, shower it on him, this is the best that I have learnt. What are you saying? Hiranyakashipu, a hater of Mahavishnu, who wants to destroy him completely, and for which purpose he has reinforced himself with a number of boons from Brahma. He turned to the teachers and then said, what nonsense have you done? Is this what I wanted you to teach? What is my son talking? And he has been under your tuition, under your instruction, under your surveillance. How this kind of a thought has come to my son? I never wanted it. So they were saying, with a lot of apology on the one hand, at the same time, a clear caution and reminder to the king. Namat pranidam na parapranidam suto vadatyesha tavendra shatro naisargikiyam madhirasya rajan niyachamanyum kadamasmamanaha. Oh, emperor, hold your temper. Don't go into a rage like this. We have not taught your son all this. Na matpranidam, na parapranidam. I have not taught him this. Nor have I allowed anybody to intrude into my class and talk to him in my absence. So it is not an instruction which he has imbibed from us. Nor is it an instruction he has got from any other teacher who has made an intrusion. Suto vadatyesha tavendra shatro. Whatever he speaks, no matter whether he is a child or not, your son or not, understand that naisargikiyam madhirasya rajan. He is speaking from his own natural nature. It is a natural statement of his. Naisargiki. It's very difficult to translate. Just like we are using words like congenital. It is something congenital, either inherited or acquired, whatever it may be. It is something characteristic of his own heart and mind. It is not inserted by anybody else. He has imbibed it himself. After all, he is your son, so he must have inherited your traits. You seem to be disowning it, but where from has he got it? You yourself will have to explain. So far as tuitions are concerned, we have not done anything, nor have we allowed anybody else to do a similar tuition. So it is very clear. Therefore, we can only tell you there is a limit up to which you can hold us responsible. Here is a wonderful son of yours entrusted to us, and we have persevered ourselves as much as possible to see that whatever is your wish, that is fulfilled in our tuition. We have tried our level best, but nothing could work. So this is his own intrinsic nature that expresses itself. Therefore, please control your temper. This is what the teachers said. The father got all the more enraged, all the more enraged. Now he wanted to know, how is it that the child is speaking like this? Where from? Where is his talk? Where from has it come? Then he turns to the Prahlada and then says, if it is not taught by the teachers nor by anybody else, how did you come to know this? Where from did you get it? You know what Prahlada tells his father Hiranyakashipu? Here are 3 verses, the starlight of Sreemad Bhagavatam. He is actually criticizing or critically evaluating the household life, pointing out how hollow it is. All of you are living in your own comfortable houses, and you hold luxury, comfort, luxury and comfort to be the ideal of life. I must have the maximum of convenience. I don't mind if you have conveniences for your life, but don't enter into that luxury and super luxury level. That deluxe luxury is something to be avoided. I don't think it is good either for you or for your children or for the others. So a proper evaluation and moderation will be necessary. So the child says, Madirna Krishne Paradasvatova Mitobhipadyeta Grihavratanam Adanta Gophihi Vrajatam Tamisram Punah Punas Charvida Charvananam Madirna Krishne Paradasvatova Mitobhipadyeta Grihavratanam. My dear father, why are you looking at them, staring them and holding them responsible? Madirna Krishne Paradasvatova. This kind of a devotional fondness and affinity which I am having. To whom? Krishna, to Lord Krishna. Paradasvatova. I have not got it from anybody else. Svatova. Because of my birth in your family as your son, there also I have not got it. Madirna Krishne Paradasvatova Mitobhipadyeta Grihavratanam. Anybody born in a household like yours, there is no chance of getting any kind of a devotional culture because you are a hater of Mahavishnu. How can I have a fondness for Mahavishnu having been born as a child? It is not possible at all. Then will somebody else speak about it? No. When the householders meet, do they enter into any kind of a devotional or a spiritual discussion? You may telephone a number of people. In any of the telephone conversations, do you ever bring the name of God or any kind of a devotional words or affinities? You will say, how are you, good morning, good evening, good night, etc., etc. Is there any place for God or devotion in your life? Madirna Krishne Paradasvatova Mitobhipadyeta. From somewhere you don't hear. Yourself you don't get. When you enter into an interpersonal dialogue, then also it is not possible because your minds are saturated with Grihavrata. Srimad Bhagavatam uses a very special word, Grihavratanam. What is your vrata? Nishtha or Anushtana? Household, household, my house, my ghar, mera ghar. Yahi hai. Dusra kuch nahi hai. Grihavratanam. Why? How are they? Adanta gobhihi vrajatam tamisram punah punascharvida charvananam. You see, you should get into these Sanskrit words and combinations. That alone will pierce your heart, invade your heart, and remain there forever. What all of you have to understand from this episode is how confidently, restfully, with determination and poise, this little young boy, Prahlada, is speaking to his father. You know, when it comes to a question of speaking truth, a truthful evaluation about life or the world, I don't think you must have any fear whatsoever. Which father will not be happy when his son proves excellent in the matter of understanding anything and relating what he has understood? So let us not have a sense of fear unduly. It is necessary that we must have obedience, respect, regard, submissiveness, etc. But with all these qualities, you cannot speak anything untrue. You cannot speak anything unhuman, which will be violating the human dignity, the human elegance that we have. So very confidently he speaks. You are not like Prahlada, very young. You are all old people or elderly people. At least with your elderliness, you must be able to have a parallel confidence. So better envy this boy and try to incorporate parallel virtues while you conduct yourself in this world. Madirna Krishne Parataswato va Mithobhipadyeta Grihavratanam Adamta Gobhi Vrajatam Tamisram Punah Punascharvida Charvananam. It is very unlikely that a lofty devotional mind, a lofty devotional soul is born in a household. What is the reason? Because the householders themselves are not devotees. If at all they seek God and are devoted to God, it is only to win their selfish, narrow, world-bound pleasures and enjoyments. That pure devotion, wholesome devotion, a devotion which has got a power and potential to shake the entire earth and the world, as Prahlada is going to do now, that is very, very rare. And what is the reason? The householders do not think beyond the orbit of the household. Household consists of what? A father and a mother who were married first, they were a couple. Later on they became parents. They have either one or two sons or one or two daughters. Very rarely you find the parents' own parents in the family. So a family is consisting of 4 or 5 people, that's all. And they are always selfish. The individual comes first and his family maximum comes next. They are totally unmindful of the society. Only the seen and heard pleasures and enjoyments they are after. They are not prepared to wonder as to where from the earth is born, where from the sky is born, who is at the back of it, what is that wonderful power. And looking into one's own inside, what is there within us, which is capable of thinking, which goes on thinking, millions and trillions of thoughts are being manufactured. Where are these thoughts? None is to be found, but we remember almost everything that transpires here. What is that wonderful power? Nowadays we have been able to make a computer, and inside the computer millions of operations are taking place. All the memory that is in the computer and all the exercise that it does, dexterity it displays, it's all put into it by human brain. What do you think of the potential of man now? We can almost simulate anything in this world in a computer. And this computer is a creation of human intelligence. Now what is this human intelligence itself? And what or who shaped it? What should be the power and potential and magnitude of that super intelligence which you call knowingly or unknowingly God and the soul? What should be its potential? Think about it. The householders are human beings. They are not animals and birds and reptiles. So in the human world, you must always employ your intelligence to understand the causal realm of matters. If this world is so much, what should be the majesty of the creative source of the world? Similarly, if our body is shaped by an inlying power, what should be the power and potential which has formulated, shaped, designed, and which is even administering the complex bodily organism called the human? Why don't we think about it? Apparently the householders are suffering from a poverty of mind, poverty of rationality, poverty of intelligence, poverty of introspection. So Prahlada is very critical. He evaluates it. Adamta Gobhihi Vrajatam Tamisram. All of them are tottering under ignorance, under darkness. Why? What is the reason? Adamta Gobhihi. They have 5 senses to interact with this world and to experience the world and evolve their understanding. But because of the 5 sensory organs, what do? They go on indulging in sensory delights endlessly, endlessly. Eating, eating, eating. Seeing, seeing, seeing. Hearing, hearing, hearing. Smelling, smelling, smelling. This is all what they want. And are we doing anything new? Think of the most ancient man. He also had 5 sensory organs and 5 respective sensations. The modern man also has these 5, nothing additional and nothing less also. Has the world really changed? Around us are the Panchabhutas, which Panchabhutas were there right in the beginning of creation. They will continue till the end, till the dissolution, the pralaya, so to say. So what is there anew in this world? What are these householders doing? Adanta gopihi. They have no appeasement, they have no poise. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. When you go on looking at things, enjoying the sights, do you know what happens? Sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. The more and more you enjoy the world, you interact with the world, the brilliance, the power of the senses is getting corroded. This is what Nachiketas told Yamadharmaraja. Yamadharmaraja wanted to dissuade Nachiketas from inquiring into the supreme mystery about the soul, life and death. And in return to the boon he asked for, instruct me as to whether there is any soul. What is the mystery of death? He said, don't ask me that question. I will give you everything else in return. Imaramaha sarathaha saduryaha nahidrisha lambhaniya manushyayi. I will give you what? A number of damsels, horses, musical instruments, singing, dance. Go on enjoying their company. Live for hundreds of years. Look into the earth and ask for me. What is the area? What should be the extent of your kingdom? I will give you the whole of earth. But never ask me about the mystery of death. Yama said.